Whole turkey, ham, milk, bread, fruit. Just a little something light, huh?
Yeah. Granny says it ain't no good to eat too much before bed.
You seen Granny? She ain't come up yet.
Yeah, she's waiting for Ellie to get home from her date with Dash Riprock.
I bet she's fixing to spy on him again. Where is she?
Right over yonder.
Her ear trumpet?
Yeah. I reckon she figures listening's safer than looking. Remember what happened the last time Ellie had a date with Dash?
Yeah, she fell off the roof, telescope and all.
Right into the back seat of Dash's convertible.
Granny?
Wake me slow, Jed. You'll never believe the dream I'm having.
Granny?
Where am I? Oh, I must have been sleepwalking.
You was fixing to snoop on Dash and Ellie.
You call it snooping. I call it taking an interest. My Ellie Mae and Jethro are closer to me than my own young'uns. They're my precious jewels. All I care about is protecting them.
Thank you, Granny.
Ah! My dinner ham and my roast turkey, both.
Oh, I'm only eating the turkey now, Granny. Saving the ham for a midnight snack.
Oh, you giant gizzard. I get my hands on you, I'll skin you alive.
I reckon that precious jewel has had enough protection. Now, here, get on upstairs and go to bed.
Well, here we are. Lone at last.
You can never be sure it was Granny. Oh, she'd have made a great commando.
2 minutes to 8. Middle of the night.
Well, it's been fun, Dash.
Gee, Ellie, I sure wish you could stay out later than 8 o'clock. When I can't get away from the studio until 6:30, it doesn't give us much time.
I don't mind.
Yeah, but it'd be nice to go out to dinner one night and have time to finish it.
Wasn't they nice to us at the restaurant? Putting what was left in these bags. For Bow Wow. I reckon they didn't have time to print some with our names.
Well, it's 1 minute to 8. I'd better say goodnight.
Chicken thief!
What's all the ruckus down there?
It's just Dash saying goodnight to Ellie.
Wouldn't a quiet little kiss do just as well?
Stop their hollering, Jed. It's 5 after 8. You'll wake up the whole town.
We hurried right over as soon as we got your call.
Thank you. As I was telling you, it's regarding Ellie Mae. You see, I'm getting quite serious about her.
Good.
But there are some obstacles in the way of our happiness.
What are they?
Mr. Clampett, Jethro, and Granny.
But you were with Ellie last night.
What there was of the date was fine. But bringing her home, you've got to have an armored car and a bulletproof vest.
Well, what can we do?
Well, I was thinking of running up there today in between scenes. Now, if you could talk to him before then, explain to him that my intentions are honorable and that they can trust me.
You mean they don't?
Well, I can't even hold hands with her. Every time we go into the parlor, Granny comes in there with her knitting and sits there until I leave.
Oh, dear.
Not only that, the whole time she makes me hold her yarn.
Bravo, Granny. The world needs more of that. Old-fashioned ethics, standards, principles. Hello, my dear.
This is the young lady playing Queen Anne.
You look every inch a queen, my dear.
Gee, thanks, honey. You're sweet.
She's the head of the studio's personal discovery, Miss Camille Softic. Do you mean we have to go and rehearse again already?
Yeah, Dash, you know the scene. Kiss me, Your Majesty.
And my love. Getting back to Ellie.
Older Miss Hathaway has volunteered to go right up and speak to Granny on your behalf.
Well, thank you, Miss Hathaway. Camille, please, I'm busy. Now, if they just let Ellie stay up a little later, 8:30, maybe 8:45. Please, Camille.
Oh, I want to rehearse, Dash.
I told you later.
Excuse me, Dash. I'd be happy to stand in for you and rehearse with Miss Zoptic.
Bug off, Grandpa.
Mr. Drysdale's bank represents the owner of the studio?
Kiss me, Your Majesty.
Oh, Ellie, I want to tell you again how sorry I am about the ruckus last night.
Well, it's Dice that's going to be sorry. He drove off and left that paper bag with half his supper in it.
Well, I want you to know I had your best interest at heart. If you're ever going to be Mrs. Dash Riprock...
Well, I don't want to marry Dash.
You don't?
Why, the fella I marry's going to wear patched-up overalls and live in a little old log cabin in the hills with a bit of rocky land where we can raise some turnips and a pig or two.
As old as she is, and still thinking she can grab off a prize like that. And what a shame to let that nice-looking Dash go to waste. I gotta find somebody to matchmake him with.
Well, Granny, I came by to talk to you about Dash Riprock.
You did? Oh, you did? Nice fella, ain't he?
Oh, Granny, I think he's divine.
Jane Riprock. This is gonna be the biggest challenge of my career.
Stop that, Ellie. It ain't ladylike. Oh, it's all right, Granny. I'm letting him win.
If Dash Riprock was to walk in here right now and ask you to marry him, what would you say?
I'd say it gone squirrely.
Hush, Bob. What would you say, Ellie?
Oh, well, I'd have to say no. I like him lots, but I don't love him.
I just wanted to make sure. Now, I want to matchmake Dash with Miss Jane.
Miss Jane? Why, you're greening me.
Will you hush up? I don't know when your mouth is a bigger nuisance, when you're talking or when you're eating.
I think Dash and Miss Jane make a dandy couple.
Good. Now, what we have to do is to get Dash's mind off of you and on to Miss Jane. That means talking down Ellie and talking up Miss Jane.
I volunteer to talk down Ellie.
Now, here. Now, we gotta work fast. Miss Jane is in the parlor. She says Dash is coming by to see you today.
For a little while, he said.
Good. Now, I'll go out and start selling her on Dash. And after a little while, you come in and help.
Yes, well, this'll be easy.
I hope so. Because selling him on her is going to be harder than peddling a hairbrush to a hedgehog. And he's polite. Ain't nobody got better manners than Dash Riprock. And strong. Why, you would never need a plowing mule with Dash around.
Yes, Granny, and he's quite trustworthy.
Trustworthy? Why, he'd rather walk barefoot through a stubble field before he'd tell a lie. And he's got them rugged good looks and deep voice, and he's so all-fired charming.
Oh, Granny, stop bragging on me like that. Dash Riprock's here. Wait till you get a look at him.
Miss Jane, we are about to meet one of the biggest movie stars in Hollywood today. And in spite of that, he is as simple and down-to-earth as anybody you'd ever want to meet.
Hi, ladies.
Well, he might have gone a little Hollywood. You run along, Jethro. Take my advice. Get rid of them show-offy clothes. You'd look a whole lot nicer in a plain suit and tie.
I've only got a few minutes. Will you tell Ellie I'm here?
Yeah. But if you only got a few minutes, I doubt if she'll make it. Usually it takes her all afternoon to put on her makeup.
That doesn't sound like Ellie Mae.
You ought to see the old gal before she slaps on her war paint. Suppose I shouldn't have said that. Shame on me.
How about that? Now she's making up excuses to keep Ellie and me apart.
I don't understand it. Before you came, she couldn't say enough good things about you.
You don't suppose Granny's got a short in her wiring, do you?
Oh, I don't think... Well, I suppose at her age, the insulation could be frayed a bit.
Granny, hey, shouldn't you be in there matchmaking or prodding old Dash or something?
Now, you leave the affairs of the heart to me. Your specialty is the stomach.
When do you think Dash is going to propose?
I just hope it's within my lifetime. I'm afraid I sold Miss Jane on Dash too strong. She's probably overeager, and she's doing everything all wrong in there.
Granny, I'd like to take Ellie out tonight.
I was right. Well, here comes our little head turner now.
Miss Jane? Oh, yeah, that's right. She sure makes me feel like turning my head. How about you, Dash? No, I mean...
Granny, I've got to get back to the studio. Can I take Ellie to a premiere tonight?
Oh, my, a premiere. Doesn't that sound exciting?
Oh, it would be thrilling, I know.
Then it's all settled. What time are you picking Miss Jane up?
What?
Oh, no, he means Ellie. Oh, you'd like to go to premiere tonight, wouldn't you, Ellie?
Well, thank you. I'd love to, Miss Jane. When are we going?
I'm taking Ellie. It's my new picture. We'll have an early dinner and...
Now, hold on. Ellie can't go unless she has a chaperone. Miss Jane.
All right, anything.
But I don't have a date.
You do now.
Me?
Now, don't worry about an early supper. You can have it right here.
Well, I was thinking of candlelight, a little spot with some romantic atmosphere.
All right. You can eat in the court and parlor.
Oh, boy.
And don't worry about the early part. I'll start serving at 4 o'clock. I thought you was in such an all-fired hurry.
Well, I do have to go. I'll see you later. Ellie, the dress is black tie.
All right. Maybe I can borrow one from Jethro.
Yeah, it's all right, Dash. I'll take care of everything.
Thanks. Goodbye, all.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Oh, you look just fine. I hope you don't mind giving up the premiere.
Not for Miss Jane, I don't. How's this dress and shoes that ain't pearls look?
Just right. Now, remember, my plan is to make Dash think that Miss Jane is as popular with the fellers as the punch bowl at a barn dance.
Yes, sir.
When Dash gets here, he's got to choose betwixt you and Miss Jane Has got to win. Now, it ain't so far-fetched. Like fishing without bait. Yeah, ain't impossible.
Jane's coming in the driveway right behind me. I gotta get upstairs and put on my premier clothes.
Now, remember, at supper, I want you to reel off all of Miss Jane's good qualities to Dash.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, can you give me one to get me started?
I'll give you one right up the side of your head. Yes, Miss Jane. Now, remember, we have got to get Dash to want to take Miss Jane to the premiere instead of you.
Yes, Granny.
And with you looking like that, and Miss Jane all gussied up fit to kill, it'll make it much easier.
Well, I'll bet you he'll run to ask her.
Don't ask for miracles. I'll be happy if he just shuffles over slow-like. Well, Miss Jane.
Hi.
My. How lovely you look.
I am so excited, I just threw on my gown and rushed right over.
Oh, then you didn't have time to fix your hair or put on your makeup.
Well, as a matter of fact, I have.
Oh, of course. These old eyes ain't what they used to be.
Ellie, surely you're not going to the premiere dressed like that.
She hadn't planned to. We expected a little more help from you.
I beg your pardon.
Hi, Dash.
Well, hello, Ellie. You look absolutely... Miss Hathaway, Granny, you all look absolutely interesting.
Well, everything's ready in the court and parlor, but you better check, Ellie. Things have been awful hectic since everybody knew that Miss Jane was going to be here.
Really? Oh, what do you mean?
The fellas that have been calling for you. Every young, good-looking matinee idol in Hollywood.
Me?
I should say. Raymond Navarro called. John Gilbert called. William S. Hart. Dustin Farmer. Rudolph Valentino. He's especially anxious to talk to you.
You must be joking.
Oh, no. The list goes on and on. Oh, that Miss Jane is a regular Vilma Banky. I wish Ellie Mae was as popular, but she only gets phone calls from her old classmates. at the rest home.
Hi, Dash. Miss Jane, you're looking prettier than a smoked turkey.
Miss Jane gets them kind of compliments all the time.
I'm gonna change into my premier clothes after supper. Is it time yet, Granny?
Yeah, I just hope that Ellie Mae's got Miss Jane's flowers out of the way.
Flowers?
From all of your boyfriends. They've been coming all morning.
You can't be serious.
Just look at that. With all she's got, she's modest, too. Go on in. See for yourself.
Hey, how about them flowers, Ellie? The fella at the flower shop said he cleaned out the whole place for me.
Yeah, he did.
Come on, let's go. Look at this. You think Miss Jane ain't popular? Looks like the flower store got a little mixed up, like you're gonna get when they leave. Well, let's sit down. Riddles is almost ready. Light the candles, Dash. Before I start serving, though, I gotta give Ellie her medication.
She has to take all that?
Just 5 or 6 times a day. Oh, dear, honey. I hope you're not coming down with one of your trembling spells.
Granny, I don't understand, but...
I don't doubt it. As full of health and vigor as you are. Well, it looks like Ellie's gonna make it through dinner. I'll start serving.
What are we having, Granny?
Well, we're gonna start with ham hocks. Got your teeth in, honey? How's it going, young'uns?
Miserable. I've been eating ham hocks and complimenting Miss Jane for an hour, and Dash just keeps looking at Ellie.
Can't think of another thing to do.
Hey, you could serve dessert.
Ellie Mae, Dash would like to see you. Excuse me, I think I'll go and powder my nose.
Take more than nose powdering. Might as well go on in, honey. I give up.
But don't worry, Granny. I got an idea.
Okay, where's Dash?
Don't make any trouble, miss, or I shall knock your wig off. Dash is busy.
All right, then find somebody else. I want to go to that premiere because everybody in Hollywood's going to be there.
Wait a minute. Is that really a wig?
Yeah, what about it?
I know a way you can get to the premiere. But first, you gotta do me a little favor.
You sound like one of those movie producers.
So, Ellie, I want you to start thinking about settling down with me.
Well, Dash, I couldn't be happy married to a Hollywood movie star. Premieres and such just ain't my kind of life.
Forget the premieres. I'll give you any kind of life you want. Just name it.
First off, you'll have to give up that fancy penthouse apartment.
It's done. You see? Anything.
I'd want to live in a little log cabin in the hills.
A log cabin?
Uh-huh. And we'll have a little patch of ground and a goat and a pig or two and 10 or 12 young'uns. Just a small family.
10 or 12.
Yeah. Of course, you want to trade them fancy duds and shiny shoes for some overalls and a pair of clod crunchers.
Clod crunchers?
While she's out pulling a plow all day, I'd be cooking for you. Fish head stew and baked possums, hog giles.
Oh, boy. Well, Ellie, it certainly sounds interesting.
Oh, and one more thing. I'd want to call you by your real name, the one you went by back in Peoria.
You mean...
Homer Noodleman.
Right. I want you to have some time to think about this, Ellie. Why don't I call you in a couple of years?
Sure, Homer.
You look double dandy, Miss Jane.
Camille did her best.
Ellie isn't going to the premiere, Granny. I'll have to go without a date.
Here's your date. Of course, I don't know what I'm going to say to Rudolph Valentino.
Granny, if anybody can talk to Rudolph Valentino, you can. Don't worry. It's all a bad dream anyway.
Dash? Wait a minute, Dash. Where's my date?
He's right behind you.
Ready to go to the premiere? Put pants on to cover the long johns.
to the premiere with him? You've got to be kidding.
Come here. His uncle owns the studio.
Oh, kiss me, Your Majesty.
Come on, let's go.
Forgive my talking whilst I work. I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning. Only got half this house clean. 22 rooms.
Not really.
Oh, I got an excuse. I had an extra heavy laundry to do. We had spare ribs last night for supper. And that means a couple of 100 napkins for Jethro alone.
Granny, stop a moment.
I can't. I'm behind schedule. I had to bend a new rug beater. My scrub board broke. I had to rewash all the windows after that shower last night. Then things slows the body down considerable.
Oh, can't the youngsters help you?
Oh, they do. Jethro made me this mopper.
No, I mean do some of the work for you.
I can't trust any of them. I've only found one person who can clean to suit me, and you're looking at her.
Granny. Granny, you can't go on like this.
I know. You're standing on my mop.
At least let me help you with your work. Isn't there something I can do?
Yeah. Leave me alone so I can get on with it.
But I shall be back.
Come back about 6 o'clock. We can talk while I'm scrubbing the walls.
And it is my considered opinion that if Granny continues to do housework at this pace, she will end up in the hospital. Chief, are you listening?
How can I? Did you see this morning's paper? It's a tragedy.
Oh, dear. Did somebody pass away?
It's worse than that. The stock market. Amalgamated muffin pan is down 1/4 point.
And you're crying about that?
Well, you'd cry, too. I lost $9.25.
Well, how would you like to lose $73 million?
What? Oh, you mean the Clampetts account? Well, don't worry about Granny. She's stronger than both of us.
But she's working like a dynamo 20 hours a day.
So, working hard from dawn to dusk keeps people young, alive, vital. In fact, I think I'll put in a health plan like that for my employees.
Excuse us, Mr. Drysdale, Miss Jean.
Hello there.
Mr. Clampett, Ellie Mae, what can we do for you?
Well, Miss Jean, you was up the house. You seen Granny doing her housework?
Well, I only saw her briefly. When I was there, she was in a tizzy.
Tizzy, huh? She started cleaning things I never heard of.
Beg your pardon?
I'm worried about Granny's house chores. She's going to work her fingers right down to the bone.
Yeah, and the rest of us almost there now.
Now, isn't that a coincidence? I was just telling Miss Hathaway how worried I was about Granny working so hard. I'm sick about it.
I'm getting a little sick myself.
She's always doted on her housekeeping. But here lately, we're the only place in the neighborhood that gets its grass shampooed regular.
She don't even stop when she goes to bed. She sleeps with clothes under her mattress to press.
I'm afraid she's going to wear herself right down to a frazzle.
Now, wasn't I saying that very thing just a minute ago?
No.
Maybe not in so many words.
Anyway, we're going to have to move out of Beverly Hills to a smaller place.
Now, wait a minute. There must be another solution. Don't get excited. I'll think of something. Don't panic.
The answer is very simple. Granny needs housekeeping help.
We've already offered to pitch in.
Yeah, I got time on my hands. All I got is 14 acres to keep mowed and weeded.
She won't let us help.
I was referring to servants. In a house that size, they're an absolute necessity.
You know, the only way you get a housekeeper past Granny is to hold a shotgun on her.
Yeah, and even that might not work. She's dead set again her.
Well, but if I could think of a way.
Well,
But please, Mr. Clampett, you might be saving that sweet old dear's life.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Poor Mr. Drysdale.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Well,
Chief, I have tried every domestic employment agency in Beverly Hills. For the 50 cents an hour you're offering, all you can get is a babysitter.
this is an outrage. You mean in this whole city you can't find a housekeeper for the Clampetts?
In the first place, they all insist upon Christmas and New Year's Day off.
Ridiculous. I don't even give my bank employees that.
Right? You? Quiet.
Oh, no, forget it. Margaret will come up with someone.
Your wife is looking?
She knows every maid and housekeeper in Beverly Hills. They've all quit on her.
She's liable to send the wrong.
Hello? Oh, Margaret. How about a housekeeper for Granny? Oh, you found the perfect one, eh? What's your name? Miss Meek. Yes. Huh? You've talked to her. Good. Huh? Yes, I have the number. Oh, thank you, dear. I'm taking you out to dinner tonight for this. Yes. Make some sandwiches and we'll eat in the backyard. There. I found a housekeeper. Now, all that remains is to talk Granny into it.
You said you would take care of that.
I have. I assigned the task to my most trusted employee. Unfortunately, Crandall took sick today, so now it's up to you.
I just took sick, too.
Oh, relax. We'll drive up there together. Now, you go in and talk to her. I'll keep the motor running.
It's such a shame. If anyone else needed help, Granny would be the first to lend a helping hand.
Wait, that's it. Granny would never turn down anyone in need. Now, you tell Miss Meek to be up there in a half an hour. I'll take care of the rest.
Uncle Jed, has Mr. Drysdale talked Granny into getting a housekeeper yet?
I don't know. He's been talking at her quite a spell.
There's only 44 rooms in this whole place. What is there for a housekeeper to do?
She sounds as mad as ever. It's a wonder Mr. Drysdale was brave enough to go on in there.
He wasn't. Not until after I got Granny calmed down.
Well, how'd you do that?
With a little talk and a lot of rope.
Granny, you've got to give Miss Meek this housekeeping job.
You make it sound like it's a matter of life or death.
Well, in a manner of speaking, it is.
The money is badly needed, huh?
Only I know how much.
No, I don't want a housekeeper.
Granny, imagine a little lady just like you. Fragile, beautiful, noble, generous, a sweet little creature with just a touch of silver in her hair.
I'm with you so far.
Imagine her stranded on the cold and dreary sidewalks of Beverly Hills, hoping for a few moments of honest employment.
I could see her.
Imagine her desolate, humbly standing on your doorstep.
I could see her.
There she is, a mop in one hand, a bucket in the other.
She's fading.
Pleading for a job as your housekeeper.
I just lost her.
Granny, you can't turn Miss Meek away.
Oh, yes, I can. I think.
But she needs you.
All right, she can have the job. Doggone it. If I just wasn't so soft-hearted and saintly. All right, untie me. I ain't gonna hit you. And hurry up about it. If I'm gonna get a housekeeper, I want to clean the house before she gets here.
Oh, howdy there.
I'm Meek.
Well, my name is Jed Clampett. If you're the housekeeper that Mr. Drysdale got, he's still in there talking to Granny.
How many rooms in this place?
Well, until he talks her into having you around, might be safer if you to wait outside. Maybe even down the street a piece.
Are you the housekeeper? Oh, I ain't gonna hurt her, Jed. This poor dear old soul is gonna be our housekeeper. But you sure don't look as old as Mr. Drysdale said you was.
Oh, it's all that hard work that keeps her so young-looking.
I know. That's my beauty secret, too.
All right, where are my quarters? I want to make sure they're all right.
Oh, Miss Meek, I would like to see you on the porch for a moment.
All right, you can carry in my bag.
I've got to talk to you. You are not a sweet little old lady.
Well, stop the presses.
But I'm not sure that you're right for the Clampetts.
Question is, are the Clampetts right for me? I don't usually take on a job without asking for references.
References?
You can forget them this time. I'll give these farmers a chance and see how they work out.
This is impossible.
No, we'll get along fine as long as they do as they're told.
Would you open the door for me? And please be extra nice to the Clampetts. They mean more to me than my own life.
After working for Mrs. Drysdale, I can see why.
I don't remember you working for her.
I barely do myself. She fired me after 15 minutes.
Oh, Jethro, get these.
Oh, Mr. Clampett, about the housekeeper.
You ought to feel right proud of yourself, Mr. Drysdale. You're not only helping Granny, but appears like you've done a good turn for Miss Meek as well.
What?
Well, Granny told me everything you said about her being out of a job and needing money bad and all. We'll never forget you for what you done.
Probably not. But try.
Yeah. Somebody pull my drapes. I overslept. The sun's already up.
I pulled your drapes, Granny. As long as we're hiring Mrs. Meek, I want you to start taking life easier.
Don't worry, I will. There ain't nobody happier to give up housework than me.
Housekeeper will do that.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to break habits of a lifetime.
Just sit down there. Let me get you a cup of coffee. Granny, will you get a hold to yourself?
I'm through. Jed, look over there. I thought I saw a cobweb.
Granny, the way you scrub this kitchen, it's all I can do to keep paint on the walls. Now leave some for Miss Meek to do.
Well, where is she? I ain't seen her since she got here yesterday. And it don't look like she's coming down today neither. It's pretty near 6 o'clock.
This is her first day on the job. She's probably upstairs primping, getting herself all fixed up, trying to look her best first.
Hey! It's 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, don't apologize. I see you've been up fixing us a fancy hairdo.
Frankly, honey, I liked it better the way you had it yesterday.
Look, I wasn't up. I was asleep. And if those kids yelling outside my window hadn't wakened me, I'd still be.
Well, this is your first night with us. Don't worry about oversleeping a little.
It's 6 o'clock. Nobody in their right mind gets up at this hour.
I'm feeling bad about it.
Yeah, we hear the city folks that lays the bed till later night.
Really? Well, I don't know how to break this to you, but you're looking at one that's going to lay in bed till 10.
That one must have really been kicked around a lot.
Yeah. And I'm beginning to understand why.
Gee, what happened? You look as though you've been up all night.
Only because I have been. Worrying about the Clampetts leaving.
But you got them a housekeeper.
That's why I've been worrying. My wife double-crossed me with that Miss Meek.
Oh, no, you mean...
She has all the charm and tact of a hangman. And I'm the one that's getting hung. Drive the Clampetts back to the hills. Their millions will go into their hometown bank. That empty lard pail in Luke Short's general store.
Why'd you fire Miss Meek?
For a good reason. I'm afraid of her.
Well, I'm not.
Cut out the black belt baloney. This is going to take more than brute force. The Clampetts think she's a hardship case.
Aha! You lied to them. It is said that men who twist their honor for money find themselves without either.
It is also said secretaries who preach to bosses find themselves without jobs.
Oh, all right. But are you going to just stand here and let this happen?
No, I may sit and cry a little.
If you can't fire her, maybe you could lure her away from the Clampetts with a better position.
Yes, something with higher pay and more prestige than a housekeeper.
Of course, that lets out anything down here at the bank.
Say, I know of a good job. As tough as she is, she'd make a terrific guard.
Oh, gee, not a guard for the bank.
No, for the Los Angeles Rams.
Oh, Miss Meek, you're up. I wondered if you was going to make it.
You got any coffee?
Sure. Just push them cucumbers out of the way. Would you like some breakfast? Or at this hour, would you rather have lunch.
I'm gonna go do a little housework and then I'll have a bite.
Hey, you're the boss. I got everything ready for you. Made up a tittle of my own pine tar and possum fat furniture polish. Nothing shines better.
Smells worse. Anyhow, I don't do polishing.
Oh, I see. Well, I'll do it. And you can start scrubbing the kitchen floor.
Scrub this floor?
Oh, yeah. I keep it so clean you can eat off of it. With Jethro around, you gotta be ready for anything.
Did they tell you? I don't scrub floors.
Well, I'll do it. You can commence washing the walls.
I'll wash walls.
Just the inside ones. I scrubbed down the outside of the house yesterday.
Well, bully for you. But I just soon climb a wall's wash it.
Well, all right, I'll do them too. Do you mind beating the rugs?
No rug beating.
How about the laundry?
Nothing by hand.
Ironing? I don't suppose that you would, No, I'll do that too. Well, just let's save a little time. Just what do you do?
Well, I don't mind cooking, but I get paid extra for it.
I do the cooking around here. Oh, well, all right, you can cook. I reckon you need the money. Why don't you do something with these hog jowls, grits, and collard greens?
I don't take out garbage.
Now, just a minute, please.
This here's my chicken Miranda. And as my way of welcoming you, I want you to have her as your very own.
Well, gee, thanks. I love stewed chicken.
Miranda ain't for stewing.
She's too old to fry.
Right, Miranda, tell the others.
I feel like getting my heavy work out of the way. I'm gonna dust.
Wait, Granny, did you hear the way she talked about my chicken? I'm starting to get hot under the collar.
You're getting hot under the collar.
Well, look at the lady's a leader. Get him a housekeeper and is already loafing around. Henny? Strange as it seems, appears all this relaxing has made you a little tense.
If that Miss Meek, we's gonna get along about as lovey-dovey as a pair of fighting cocks.
Your nose is just out of joint on account of a little thunder she stole from you. You get along with her. Don't forget she needs that money. In addition to that, she's had a lifetime of people walking on her.
I'd like to do a turkey trot on her gizzard myself. If she didn't need the money, Is that the way you dust?
Sure, it's my specialty.
It's me. I know why you're here, and I'd like to do something about it.
Okay, shoot.
Don't tempt me.
What?
Nothing. My share of Jed's money is $15 million, and you can have it all if you'll just leave and go help some other poor old woman and leave my housekeeping to me.
$15 million? Are you kidding?
Most of it's in the bank, but I can give you a down payment of what I have in my cookie jar.
Wait a minute. This is play money.
No, it ain't. It's the real thing. 100% Confederate. What? Of course, it's all the Confederate I got. For the rest of the $15 million, I'll have to give you a different kind of money.
Great. And what can I buy with it? Park Place and Boardwalk?
My Granny, look at that Miss Meek work. She just don't stop, does she?
No, not even for money. I don't think she'll make a good housekeeper for you, Jed. She ain't up to my standard.
Oh, she's up to mine. She seemed to be doing a real fine job. Now, I'm going to walk down to Mr. Drysdale and thank him. When I come back, I want to see things different around here.
Don't worry. They will be.
Hello, Granny. I guess you're pretty happy about having Miss Meek as a housekeeper, eh, Granny?
Well, she's got a way to go to suit me. But she's up to Jed's standards, and that's what counts. nice care, a house can go downhill awful fast. Of course, maybe I'm too finicky. What do you folks think?
This is terrible.
Well, then let's all go into the parlor. We can shove the dirty dishes off the sofa, and all we have to worry about is the dust.
Hey, Mr. Drysdale! Would you mind getting my bags upstairs? I'm quitting. I found me a better job.
You can't quit now. You've got this whole mess to clean up.
What mess? Looks fine to me.
Not a better job, huh?
After all the effort I made to find it, I may as well tell you there's an opening for a jailer at the Toronto Maximum Security Prison.
Not anymore. I just took it. It ain't just the money. It's a chance to do something I really enjoy.
Well, I reckon it's up to me to clean all this up.
Well, we'll all help you, Granny.
I'll clobber the first one that raises as much as a finger. Oh, I got joy, 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 down in my heart, down in my heart, down in my heart. Oh,
We'll find another housekeeper for Granny right away.
Forget it, Mr. Drysdale. Anything that makes her that happy is probably good for her.
Oh, I got joy, 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 joy.
Granny, you certainly seem to be having fun.
Yep, almost as much as I did when I messed it up.